Celtic move 9 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership, and Hibs sink back to the bottom of the Scottish Premiership. It seems like a pretty simple afternoon in Glasgow, but let's talk about it. Let's break down the game. Let's review the match. Celtic 3, Hibs 0. And I tell you what, Hibs probably should have been leading at least 1-0 in the first 5 to 8 minutes of this game, but as we've joked about a million times, doesn't matter if you win first halves, it doesn't matter if you win the first 12 minutes, it doesn't matter if you win the first 5 minutes, you've got to win the game. Hibs though, I tell you what, David Gray, I think he's got to be proud of his players today. They went away to Parkhead, and it's weird though, right? I think they actually put in a really good performance today, but they went to Parkhead earlier this season and only get beat 3-1, where they got ripped to shreds in the opening exchanges of that game. Seems like every game against Celtic, Hibs go like 2-0 down straight away, at least they have done previously this season. But the game begins, alright? The game begins. Schmeichel is having to make save after save. He saves Nicky Cadden's shot, he saves Kugarevic's shot. He missed 2 1-on-1s. And I tell you what, Kasper Schmeichel, 38-year-old, whatever, that's a great signing. And when he's called upon, he delivers. You know, a lot of people gave him a bit of stick during the Dortmund game. The Dortmund game is just one of those things, right? This guy has saved Celtic a lot of goals this season. I don't want to go out and say he saved them a lot of points, because I don't really think, he has saved them points, but he saved them a lot of goals, because Hibs could have been 1-0 up here very easily. Like I said, could have been 2-0. Hibs, absolutely great start, but then all the great work at the start of the game is completely put to bed, because Nicholas Kuhn down the right hand side, first attack for Celtic, whips it in, unmarked in the middle. They were lining up, man, to just tap this into the back of the net. Arnie Engels makes it 1-0. His first start in a few matches, I believe. I talked about earlier in the starting 11 reaction. Well, I don't think they could really make it 3 games in a row without this guy starting, without question marks getting, risen at that. But yeah, he managed to step up here and he manages to get a goal. Absolutely. And Hibs at this point, they're sucker punched, alright? They had a few other chances after this. Newell had a shot over the bar. That's when the second Kukarevic chance happened. Nicholas Kuhn had an assist there, which is good for him. Then we have Dyson Maeda. He cuts it back to Luke McCowan, who also started today. It was a midfield trio of McCowan, McGregor, as always, and Arnie Engels. And McCowan skims the bar. It's pretty unlucky. He could have quite easily at this stage of the game made it 2-0. But around this stage of the game, St Johnstone went 1-0 up at Pataudry. And Celtic are sitting 10 points clear. Now that game did end 1 each, so Aberdeen's bubble has truly burst, and I'm sure we'll react to that in the SPFL review show. Maybe I'll do an Aberdeen's fan react, whatever. But the Aberdeen are done, man. And see these people that are hanging on, everyone's idiots. Chris Boyd's an idiot. Aberdeen are going to finish above range. Aberdeen are winless in their last 5, and they look dead on their feet. I mean, St Johnstone, I think, should have won that game today, right? Chance after chance after chance. We all predicted 2-1 Aberdeen. I thought, yeah, it'll be a tight game, but they need to win. And then obviously with that draw, your Rangers win tomorrow. The gap's 2 points or whatever, something like that. So Rangers closing right in on Aberdeen if that goes down tomorrow. But back to this game, Arnie Engels, alright? Arnie Engels, should he have been sent off? For me, yes, because I like consistency. We have seen reds for this before. It's a clear stamp down on the ankle. There's no two ways about it, right? No two ways about it. This has been given as a red this season, alright? So why is this not being given as a red now? There's not even a big deal being made about this. I mean, on Twitter there's a big deal being made about it, but during the game, no one's even asking the question. I am convinced, right? Once this goes to ref watch, Dermot Gallagher, that guy, 1 minute his opinion's the holy grail, next minute his opinion isn't worth 2 bob. Alright? For me, this is a red because simply, I like consistency, but there's people out there that don't care about consistency. They just want their team to get all the decisions. And that goes for every team, by the way. Every team has those supporters. But it should have been a red. Alright? Should have been a red. Do Celtic still win this game? Who knows? Who knows? Red cards change games, just like goals. But that takes us into half time. James Forrest came on at half time. Celtic are pushing for that second goal. They manage to get it it's a nil on goal. It's a bit unfortunate, but here Celtic were pushing for that goal. They managed to get there in the end. I mean, the second half, it was a wee bit flat. I mean, they made it went 2-0 in the 54th minute. Hibs are pushing for more goals. They're not really creating an awful lot. Of 2-0 down at Parkhead, it's always going to be tough to do anything. Well, to be fair, we did see Aberdeen do something, so it's not like it's the most impossible task in the world. We did see another host of substitutions come on the pitch not long after this own goal. We saw Kyogo come on, Adea obviously starting over him. We've seen Yang come on, and Paulo Bernardo came on. A lot of people were begging for Paulo Bernardo to start. It just shows you the depth Celtic have got, though. I mean, like, they're bringing on Kyogo, Bernardo and Atati. What are the Hibs players thinking when Bernardo and Atati are getting brought on? Now, to be fair, Hibs did bring on Martin Boyle, Dwight Gale and Junior Hoylett, which, in terms of name value, pretty decent. But it's a shame that for, most of them, their good days were about 7 years ago. So, unfortunate for them. But, yeah, they make it 3-0. Kyogo, great finish. Kyogo does what Kyogo does, puts it in the back of the net, and that kills the game, 84th minute. I mean, realistically, the game's already done at that point. I mean, Hibs need to score, and maybe Celtic, 2-0, it's the most dangerous scoreline in football, but a few other chances here and there, a few yellow. Campbell picked up a yellow, O'Hora picked up a yellow, we saw Cadden come on for Miller, but I mean, that's pretty much where the game ends. Celtic end the day on 9 points clear, and what else is there to say? We'll probably put up a poll about that Arne Engels potential decision, because I mean, the ref's standing right there. And not only is the ref standing right, you've got VAR. I mean, you've got VAR to intervene and have a look, do something. I mean, I'm not going to greet too much about it, but yeah, it did change the game. I mean, if Celtic go down to 10 men, right, just before half time, at 1-0, then yeah, you never know. You never know what happens. Celtic have obviously got the quality to still go over the line with 10 men. I'm not going to sit here and deny that, but for me, it was a red. But that's the problem. There's just a serious lack of consistency across the board. I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave this. Celtic win 3-0. Hibs, bit unfortunate for them. They go back to the bottom of the Scottish Premiership. So just to give a quick wee roundup of the league table. So Hibs sit bottom, of course, like I just said. Kelly picked up a point. Hearts picked up a win. Lawrence Shankland with a few goals, which is just in time for that pre-contract in January. Yes, my favourite. And then, I mean, what else really happened? I mean, there's not really an awful lot to report on. Just, it seems like no matter what happens, Kelly, Hearts and Hibs are inseparable. So, it is what it is. But we'll be back with the review show tomorrow. We'll be back with more video reaction tonight. Make sure to vote on those polls. I wonder what way the Arne Engels poll's going to go, but we'll see where it goes. Anyway, till next time, peace. And also, there's nothing wrong with admitting you got away with a decision. I know it goes against the entire narrative that the entirety of the SFA are against Celtic Football Club, but there's nothing wrong with admitting it.